In the episode number 68 of the A.S.A.P Tech News, we talk about the latest NVIDIA graphics card drivers, Scythe has a new top-down flow CPU cooler, Genesis has a new case, and NVIDIA updates their Android on all Shield devices. We start with NVIDIA and their new game-ready graphics card drivers, now at version 511.23. A brand new driver that came just a few days after the last version. This driver adds optimizations for God of War and the Anacrusis video games. In addition, this release brings out support for the Windows 11 dynamic refresh rate feature and the NVIDIA Deep Learning Dynamic Super Resolution, or DLDSR for short. In terms of improvements and fixed issues, this driver includes added support for CUDA 11.6, the NVIDIA OpenGL driver has added support for new provisional extensions specifications released by Kronos, added new OpenGL compiler technology as an opt-in feature. In terms of fixing issues, it fixes "In Detroit Become Human, the random freezing that occurs in the game is now fixed." In general, disappearing text when 12-bit color is used has now been addressed. And finally, the issue with the mouse pointer getting stuck after turning on HDR from the Windows control panel or after toggling G-Sync from the NVIDIA control panel has been fixed. However, as is the case with all driver releases, while this one does fix some things, it also leaves plenty of known issues still unresolved. But I will not list them all because they are the same issues that were left unfixed in the previous release of the NVIDIA drivers, so really it's just redundant. As always, I already installed this graphics card driver and there are no new issues to report with my system. No improvements either, but at least the things that were working before are still working now. We continue with Scythe and their new top-down flow CPU cooler, the Big Shuriken 3 RFB. This is, in simple terms, just a revision of the original Big Shuriken 3 CPU cooler. However, what this new RFB model has that the previous doesn't is the new Scythe Kazeflex 2 Slim 120mm fan and the new Scythe Thermal Elixir 2 thermal compound. The RFB also has factory support for the new Intel LGA 1700 socket. Other than that, this is the same Big Shuriken 3 that we already know, a top-down CPU cooler that has no less than 5 nickel-plated copper heat pipes and plenty of cooling fins. The Scythe Big Shuriken 3 RFB should be already available in stores for a decent price. What price I couldn't say because it will vary based on your location. Next we have Genesis and they have a new case, the Irid 505 white ARGB. A case that, honestly speaking, does not look half bad. This case has the now mandatory addressable RGB system and 3 120mm fans pre-installed on the front side with an additional fan pre-installed on the back panel. Other features found on this case include dust filters, reusable expansion slot covers, rubber grommets that cover the wire management holes, and a large power supply cover. In terms of the clearance, the Irid 505 white can accept graphics cards with a total length of 380mm, a CPU cooler with a maximum height of 165mm, and a power supply with a maximum length of 190mm. For fans, while this case has already some fans pre-installed, it can accept up to 3 120 or 3 140mm fans at the front, up to 2 120 or 2 140mm fans at the top, and just a single 120 or 140mm fan at the back. For water cooling, the Irid 505 white can handle radiators up to 280mm at the front, up to 280mm at the top, and just a single 120mm radiator at the back. The Genesis Irid 505 white ARGB case will be available for €109.99 or $120 US. That's for the addressable RGB variant. Or if you don't want to have the RGB lights, then the case without any RGB can be bought for €79.99 or $89.99 US. And finally, NVIDIA has announced that all Shield TV devices will be updated to Android 11. This comes in the shape of the Shield Software Experience Upgrade 9, an update that will hit all Shield devices right around the same time frame when the Android 12 operating system will be officially launched on new smartphones. With this update, your Shield device will also get the NVIDIA aptX, which is the better Bluetooth audio solution offered for these devices. These updates should be arriving as a normal software update, but the time frame might vary based on your location and language used on the device and your area. And this is the end of the episode number 68 of the A.S.A.P Tech News, one of the few tech news series which aims to deliver you the news as fast as possible for your convenience.